Basically you're screwed, aren't you? But don't worry, because I remember the 80s, and this is how economies works. There's booms and there's recessions, and there's different things to do in both times. I mean, now's the time really for people to study and try things out with their business and stuff, because you haven't got a lot to lose, and if you're young you haven't really got the responsibilities and you haven't got the ties, so think of it as an opportunity really, that's the thing.
I just think it's very difficult for people coming out of school or coming out of college to get into the workforce, but you know, there are opportunities out there, and I think, you know, if people push themselves, there are opportunities, not as many as previously.
To be honest, well, I'm Italian and I've been living in Ireland for the past 6 years, and I always had a job, well, always the same job, and I consider myself very lucky for this. There are many people who are not that lucky, and there are many people who, they might be, if they want, lucky, but they don't do anything to find a job. I've been living in a house, and I was sharing this house with other people. They never had a job. They were not even looking for a job.
Well, I really don't think there's anything really here for young people anymore, and I think, like, you know, it's going to be the same as the 80s when you had an awful lot of people emigrating to America and stuff, and nowadays most people I know are going to Canada. So, you know, after they get their education, if they're lucky enough to have an education, and the way things are going are that it's looking like they're taking away the, you know, the student assistance and stuff like that, you know, for people that are on low incomes, like children of one-parent families and stuff. So you're going to have less and less people from, say, the working class areas and stuff like that going into education, and you'll probably have more and more people emigrating. I think I just think it's a very sad situation.
Yeah, there's a lot of 16 to 18-year-olds that just left school, and up to 25 it's getting really bad now in Ireland. There's no work at all for anybody. If you don't have your leaving cert or you don't have anything like that, you're just pushed aside.
No. Well, I think the government try their best, but often what you'll find is that they kind of get wrapped up in paperwork and things. But research the opportunities that are out there and try to remain flexible and just try to keep busy, really, because you'll be a lot happier if you're getting up every day and going to do something.
I think that it would be great that they would make courses like FOSS offers more available and interesting to them.
I think FOSS is a joke, to be honest with you. I think they can do a lot more. I'm doing an apprenticeship. They have a phase 5 thing and all, but it doesn't really count towards your apprenticeship or anything like that. It's a joke. Like.
There's always more support that the government can do, but obviously funding is a problem. I think we're at the stage now that people have to push themselves and look after themselves and not be relying on government to do it for them, and that applies to all of us, young or old.
I think it should go 50-50. I think the government should establish initiatives, especially for people coming out of college, graduating from college with degrees, perhaps give them grants to start their own businesses or to start their own enterprises.
I still think compared to other countries, you know, we've still got it pretty good here,
right,
in spite of all that's gone on.
Well, I wish I knew what the government could do for them, but they should certainly do something for them, yeah. Give them some incentive. Maybe take less tax from them or something, I don't know.
Oh, there's entrepreneurs among every age group, and particularly in Ireland. I just think that, you know, we've had a history of terrific entrepreneurs and terrific determination among our people, whether it be sports people, whether it be in business worldwide. And you look at a lot of the major companies worldwide have Irish people at the helms.
Oh, I think there are plenty of young people that want to get up and go. It's hard for them to get up and do something, you know. It's difficult for them to start.
I think it's always good to look outside your comfort zone, whether it be your own city, your own town, or your own country. It's, you know, I never travelled, but I wish now I had.
I think maybe even sometimes employers feel that if they don't have to take on a young person straight from education, it's actually easier to stick with somebody who's had work before, who's been in the workplace earlier. So I think the whole, you know, a huge emphasis on things like work experience, more training places, and just bridging that transition from education into work.
I don't know, I'd try find something to study, I'd apply for jobs, I'd see what jobs are kind of on offer, I'd email employers that are advertising saying, can I come along and do a bit of free work just to learn something and things like that. I think the thing is, you've got to be very flexible, and don't worry about, you know, if you've got to move around, move around. If you've got to live out of a suitcase, do that. You know, now's the time you go the extra mile.
Sometimes you have to, it's not exactly the job you want or the job you studied for. I studied accountancy, and in the end I'm not doing that job. Sometimes you have to, you know, do something else. The important is to work.
Options, we just go back and study or just move away really. Like I'm myself considering moving away because there's no work in my area of work, so yeah.
Outreach, and then you can only go into outreach until you're late 17, 18, and then there's nowhere else. They say you can go on, but there's nowhere else that you can really go. You go to places like after school education, and but it's just it doesn't help a lot of people. It's more like school. All they can do is keep on trying to get work. If they don't keep trying, then they definitely won't get it. But if they try, they have a chance of getting it.
I think so, yeah. Maybe we need to be more proactive so we can get over it. Like you said,